Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. A lot is happening in Uttar Pradesh, especially in western Uttar Pradesh. Well, the focus on the Jat farmer vote, which came with a Tikait twist in the last 24 hours. What really happened? Well, Rakesh Tikait, who's become pretty much the poster child, if I can say, for the agitation in western Uttar Pradesh, the farm agitation, his elder brother, Naresh Tikait, who is also the Bharatiya Kisan Union president, first pledged support to the Samajwadi Party, only to take it back after meeting BJP Jat leader Sanjeev Balyan. What does that mean? Take a look.
Face-off over Kairana candidates explodes. The BJP and Samajwadi Party are in a war of words after Akhilesh Yadav's party fielded MLA Nahid Hassan, the Neta accused of role in the exodus of over 300 Hindu families from Kairana. CM Yogi Adityanath has attacked the SP leadership for fielding rioters, calling it their version of social justice.
समाजवादी पार्टी गठबंधन की जो सूची आई है, उस सूची को भी सबने देखा है। कैराना में हिंदू व्यापारियों के पलायन के लिए जिम्मेदार लोगों को टिकट देना समाजवादी पार्टी और गठबंधन के चरित्र को उजागर कर देता है
कि समाजवादी पार्टी में वो जाते हैं जो दंगा करते हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी में वो शामिल होते हैं जो दंगइयों को पकड़ते हैं।
Under relentless attacks from the BJP, the Samajwadi Party is doing a rethink. The party may replace Hassan with someone from his family who has a clean record.
तो अगर उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया है तो उनके परिवार में
हमारा किसी को नहीं है, अपना जिसको चुनाव लड़ना हो चुनाव लड़े.
The face of the farmers' agitation in Uttar Pradesh, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Kisan Union, saying that he or his organization will not support any political party in Uttar Pradesh this election. The twist, however, came when Rakesh Tikait's brother and the national president of the Bharatiya Kisan Union, Naresh Tikait, pledged support to the RLD and the Samajwadi Party alliance.
बड़े अच्छे तरीके से सब मनाने की बात है और इस गठबंधन को सफल बनाओ। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Within hours, the news spread like fire through poll-bound UP. Union Minister and strong BJP Jat leader Sanjeev Balyan paid Naresh Tikait a visit, and Naresh Tikait made a U-turn.
जो एक बंधन है एसकेएम का, किसान संयुक्त मोर्चे का, तो उसमें हम उससे बाहर नहीं जा सकते। अरे यहाँ तो आप वाले भी आए, बसपा वाले भी आए, और भी आओगे तो उन्हें क्या वो थोड़ा होगा, उनके साथ भी वही अच्छा व्यवहार होगा, वही खाने पीने का, चाय पाने का वो होगा। जो घर आओगे तो हम किसी की सभा में नहीं जाने के, कुछ नहीं होगा।
While suspense builds on which way the Jats will vote this election, farmers of western UP in 2017, mostly the Jats, had primarily gone with the BJP. But with the backdrop of the farmers' agitation, have things changed is the question. On the other hand, Akhilesh Yadav on Monday directly appealed to the farmers of the state by taking a pledge with grains.
समाजवादी पार्टी और हम अन्न संकल्प लेते हैं कि जिन्होंने किसानों पर अत्याचार और अन्याय किया है, उस भाजपा को हराएंगे, हटाएंगे.
Whether Akhilesh's pledge will work in western UP, time will tell. If it does, then it spells trouble for the BJP, which in 2017 had won 117 seats of the 136 seats of western UP. Bureau Report, India Today. So what really went down? Because at one level, Rakesh Tikait has made it very clear that the Bharatiya Kisan Union, and including the Tikait brothers, who are quite influential when it comes down to the Balyan Cup, are non-aligned. But are they really non-aligned? Earlier on, his older brother, Naresh Tikait, had said he's supporting the BJP, the RLD and the Samajwadi Party. This happened when the candidate from Budana, who represents a seat of the RLD, had gone to take his blessings. That is when Naresh Tikait had said that his blessings are with RLD and SP, and he made a public statement that he supports the Samajwadi Party and SP, and RLD. But what happened later was that he then met union leader and one of the tallest Jat leaders in Western UP, Sanjeev Balyan. Something changed after that. Joining me right now to throw some light on what exactly happened is Rakesh Tikait himself, who's joining us from Prayagraj, where the Bharatiya Kisan Union is meeting to decide on their future course of action. Tikait साहब, बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने का. थोड़ी बताइए सर, ये हुआ क्या है? आप कह रहे हैं कि आप किसी के साथ नहीं हैं, भारतीय किसान यूनियन किसी के साथ नहीं है. आपके भाई ने पहले बोला कि समाजवादी पार्टी आरएलडी के साथ हैं, फिर बोला किसी के साथ नहीं है. साहब, हुआ क्या ये चीजें बदली क्योंकि संजीव बालियान से जो मीटिंग हुई थी?
नहीं, वो तो रात ही हमने कह दिया था कि हमारा किसी को नहीं है, अपना जिसको चुनाव लड़ना हो चुनाव लड़े. संजीव बालियान तो सुबह ही गए, लेकिन हमने रात ही जब ही उसको कह दिया था कि वो ऑथेंटिक बयान नहीं था वो, और वो वहीं पे ही प्रेस के लोगों के सामने कह दिया था अपना चुनाव लड़े. कोई सिंबल आया, उसको ये कहा कि भाई जाकर अपना ये सिंबल है, अपना चुनाव लड़ो. कोई लेकर सम्मान में गया है सिंबल, उसको कहा तो ये तो कहेंगे ही ना कि भाई जाकर चुनाव लड़, अपना सब साथी हैं, ये तो कहते ही हैं भाई.
टिकैत साहब, क्या ये जो बदलाव आया है ये संजीव बालियान जी से जो आपके भाई की मीटिंग हुई है उसके बाद आया है?
अरे जो जा रहा तो उसे और क्या कहेंगे, उसे ये कह दे सिंबल लेके नहीं गया, उसे ये कह दे भाई नहीं चुहारेगा. कोई डॉक्टर के पास में जाता है मरीज, तो डॉक्टर उसे ये कह दे नहीं भाई तुझे आशीर्वाद है, तेरा ऑपरेशन करूंगा, तेरे से पैसे भी लुटूंगा और तुझे मारूंगा भी. ये कहता है कोई? आप भी कहीं कहीं तक क्वेश्चन जाओ ढूंढ के, ये कौन दे लिख के क्वेश्चन ये? अरे कोई जागा, उसे कोई जागा, उसे यही तो कह देंगे भाई ठीक है अपना काम कर, चल बस सब साथी हैं तेरे, यही तो कहेंगे. और क्या कहेंगे उसे कहेंगे नहीं भाई तू हमारे पास में आया और तुझे वो देने का, तू हारिए भाई, तुझे हरावेंगे हम, ये कहते हैं. उसे कहेंगे अपना खुशी, हाँ खुशी का काम है उसका भाई. सिंबल उसको पता नहीं कई साल में उसको सिंबल मिला होगा, उसके खुशी का उसका माहौल है.
टिकैत साहब, आप सवाल का जवाब तो नहीं दे रहे हैं. चलिए, आपने कहा, आप कह रहे हैं कि जब बोला गया आपके भाई ने कि वो आरएलडी और सपा के साथ हैं, जब बुडाना के जो उम्मीदवार हैं आरएलडी की टिकट पे जब उनसे मिलने गए, उन्होंने बोला कि, और वो आप कह रहे हैं कि वो क्या कहते, यही कहते ना कि तुम जीतो, पर फिर वापस लेने की क्या जरूरत पड़ी? क्योंकि जब संजीव बालियान जी आपके भाई से मिले उसके बाद उन्होंने बयान वापस ले लिया और कहा कि हम किसी के साथ नहीं है.
अरे जो जा रहा तो उसे और क्या कहेंगे, उसे ये कह दे सिंबल लेके नहीं गया, उसे ये कह दे भाई नहीं चुहारेगा. कोई डॉक्टर के पास में जाता है मरीज, तो डॉक्टर उसे ये कह दे नहीं भाई तुझे आशीर्वाद है, तेरा ऑपरेशन करूंगा, तेरे से पैसे भी लुटूंगा और तुझे मारूंगा भी. ये कहता है कोई? आप भी कहीं कहीं तक क्वेश्चन जाओ ढूंढ के, ये कौन दे लिख के क्वेश्चन ये? अरे कोई जागा, उसे कोई जागा, उसे यही तो कह देंगे भाई ठीक है अपना काम कर, चल बस सब साथी हैं तेरे, यही तो कहेंगे. और क्या कहेंगे उसे कहेंगे नहीं भाई तू हमारे पास में आया और तुझे वो देने का, तू हारिए भाई, तुझे हरावेंगे हम, ये कहते हैं. उसे कहेंगे अपना खुशी, हाँ खुशी का काम है उसका भाई. सिंबल उसको पता नहीं कई साल में उसको सिंबल मिला होगा, उसके खुशी का उसका माहौल है.
All right, we seem to be having a bit of a problem with our connect to Rakesh Tikait. I'd spoken to him earlier. We're going to try and reach out to him again, but let's cut across to our guests. This time I have Anila Singh, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party. I have Sharad Pradhan, senior journalist. Anila Singh, till very, not very far back, just about a week ago, you've had every leader from the Bharatiya Janata Party in Uttar Pradesh criticizing the Tikait brothers, calling out on what the BJP said was political agenda, calling them as stooges of the Samajwadi Party. Then why did Sanjeev Balyan actually go and meet Naresh Tikait? What was the need?
My Ram Ram to everyone. And Preeti, none of us, none of Bharatiya Janata Party workers or the leaders or the spokesperson, they never said this thing that they are stooges of Samajwadi Party. We said that they are being sponsored, and they have got their own aspirations. So we never took any political party's name, but definitely they were not listening what central government was trying to make them understand. And yes, they were I'll say he, Rakesh Tikait. He was practically, he was heading the agitation. But that thing is history now, because 3 laws have been taken back by the central government, by the Prime Minister of our country. But the thing is, if you ask me that why Sanjeev Balyan ji went and met Naresh Tikait ji, then I can say one thing only, that yes, this is election time, and even if we have to visit anyone where we can pacify things, we can gain votes, we will definitely go there and we'll do our work.
Well, Anila Singh, one thing that you said is at least shorn off what comes during elections. At least you've admitted that these are elections and the BJP will do what it takes. So for the Tikait brothers, which till now were politically motivated, which till now were collaborating against the government, the centre and the state government in Uttar Pradesh, which till now, as per many spokespersons, including you, have, all of you have come and attacked them, but because it's politically conducive, therefore Sanjeev Balyan goes to meet Naresh Tikait.
See, they both, whether I talk about Sanjeev Balyan ji or whether I talk about Naresh Tikait ji or Rakesh Tikait ji, they both belong to same khap, Balyan khap. So you cannot say that there is any sort of animosity in between them. And as I mentioned, that this is election time and they live in the same area. Why bitterness should be there? It is always good. Sanjeev Balyan is a Jat. Rakesh Tikait is a Jat.
How did Sanjeev Balyan remember Naresh Tikait just before elections, less than a month to go for elections? If they are from the same khap, which they are from the Balyan khap, why not meet him during the time when they were agitating?
See, I cannot comment on this. Sanjeev Balyan ji tried to talk to him. He definitely tried to give them some sense that it is not correct. But as I mentioned, that they are from the same khap, they live in the same area. If we talk about the relations or if we talk about anything, वो साथ में बैठना उठना है ही, so you cannot say that there is some sort of a permanent wall in between them. It's not possible. And they have got good relations.
I'm going to bring in Sharad Pradhan. I'm going to bring in Sharad Pradhan in this conversation because Anila Singh, Sanjeev Balyan is not an individual. He's not somebody who represents or is a part of the Balyan khap. He's a union leader. He represents the BJP. He represents the Jat vote where the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned. So, Ms. Singh, to say that it is an individual relationship that they have forged is, you've got to be very green behind the ears to go with that. But Sharad Pradhan, I want to bring you in and I want to get a perspective on what is it that is going on. Is it that the Tikait brothers, who clearly hold sway, at least where the Balyan khap is concerned, the Bharatiya Kisan Union is concerned, are they now hedging from going the RLD Samajwadi Party way? Is it possible that they could turn towards the BJP?
It's not a question of what the Tikait brothers are doing. It is a question of what the BJP is doing at this juncture, when a party and Sanjeev Balyan included, that they are desperate at the moment. They have tried all kinds of things. They tried to forge a divide between Jats and Muslims, which is what had led them to succeed in 2014. It was, mind you, it was the Muzaffarnagar riots in 2013 that gave BJP a huge surge in this region, because they were because of the riots. There was a sharp divide between Jats and Muslims who had always stood together traditionally. Now this divide it was breached once again on account of the farmers' agitation. The Jats and Muslims got together again. And mind you, together, they form a combination of 35% vote in almost 20 districts of Western UP, and it's very crucial. So time and again, BJP spokespersons and leaders talked about Kairana, which was total lies, because Hukum Singh, who had raised the issue, he had himself withdrawn the allegation that people are there is exodus of Hindus from there. But Yogi Adityanath and the BJP leaders, including Mr. Balyan and the BJP spokespersons, have time and again been trying to rake up that issue in order to forge that divide. Now that has not worked. So they are trying to work on the Tikait brothers, least of all, which could give them some Jat support. So that is that, because all along they've been giving this impression that no, the farm laws made no difference. Now, even after the farm laws rolled back, their view was that, okay, now everybody will be rolling in for the BJP just because the farm laws have been rolled back. As if to say that all that agitation that went for 1 year has gone, all that has gone down the drain, and people will just forget about the 700 Kisans who died. So, this is Balyan who's trying to desperately win over a section of the Jats via the Tikait route. So whether they succeed or not, only time will tell, but I don't see any reason that they would succeed.
All right, Mr. Pradhan, as I bring in Anila Singh, and I want to ask you, as I bring in Anila Singh, I also want to ask you, the Tikaits have been, to say it kindly, rather slippery, where elections have, come into play, and history stands testimony on the way they've conducted themselves. 2017, the Balyan Khap, which was clearly propelled by the Tikaits, had gone the BJP way. Sanjeev Balyan was primarily, put forth by the Balyan Khap because of the Tikaits. Now, do you see that change happening this time around? Because usually the Tikaits are considered fair weather friends, where politics comes into play.
Very true.
All the Khaps in Western Uttar Pradesh, they are going to vote for Bharatiya Janata Party.
Anila Singh, let Mr. Pradhan answer. I'm coming back with the same question with you, ma'am. Just 1 minute. Yes, Mr. Pradhan, go ahead.
Yeah, well, Preeti, I don't think they would be trying that now at this point of time when there is a lot of anger among the Jats against the BJP. So they are true that they look at the weather and political weather and make their moves. But I don't think at this juncture they will try that. At least Rakesh Tikait is not going to do that. And the Naresh may, they may come out with this kind of a Naresh Tikait who doesn't have that kind of following as Rakesh has. So there may be a possibility, and that's the reason Balyan is working on Naresh at the moment. But I really have doubts that they would betray the cause of the farmers and join hands with the BJP. As far as BJP's explanations are concerned, I'm only amused at what Anila Singh is saying.
All right, Anila Singh, you wanted to make a point.
Don't be too amused, Mr. Pradhan. I know very well that what is your mindset. And Preeti, you understand that how Khap goes. And let me tell you, mark my words, all Khaps in Western Uttar Pradesh, they are going to stand with Bharatiya Janata Party once again. The way Samajwadi Party RLD alliance is working, the first list is out. Almost 36 or 40 candidates are out. And you can very well see that what type of ticket distribution is there. Jats are very angry. Very angry. Once again, they are saying, "Ye to loji fir wapas wahi aa gaye." Do you think, Mr. Pradhan, that Jats are fools? And do you think that Rakesh Tikait or Naresh Tikait, are they going to influence? Are they going to be a big influence? Yes, they have been. Mr. Tikait has been a face of farmers' agitation. Now, if I talk about the farmers, they are okay. They know it very well. The type of crime was widespread. If I talk about Western Uttar Pradesh, during Samajwadi Party's tenure, do you think they're going to forget that? So today, if I talk about the farmers, and visually, if I talk about the Jats, they are mighty happy with the governance delivered by Yogi Adityanath ji. They are not going to vote for a political party or an alliance which is deep into appeasement.
Anila Singh, I think, usually in most political debates, we beat around the bush by calling it them, community. But you made a point right now, and you said, look at how they have given the tickets. You're talking about the RLD-SP alliance giving a chunk of the tickets in the Western Uttar Pradesh to Muslim faces. But madam, your party is not even given one ticket to a Muslim face in Western UP.
Yes, we have not given. We are very clear about it, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. But the
knows
thing
what,
is,
madam?
But the thing, no,
please elucidate. Knows what?
Allow me.
Yes.
I am not going to be, I'm not going to use any political language here. I'm very clear. And I'm known to be like this. I'm very clear with my statements. The thing is, Jats of Uttar Pradesh, Western Uttar Pradesh, they are not going to forget what happened in 2013. They are not going to forget about those two boys from Kawal town. All right. So if they think that Jats are going to forget, then they know it very well internally that they are not going to.
Anila Singh, will you
they are going to cluster.
Would you clarify which you said we haven't and we make no qualms about it? So the BJP is very clear that the BJP has nothing to do with the Muslim votes at all where Uttar Pradesh is concerned, zero representation, no qualms about it?
You cannot say that there is no representation of Muslim community in our party. Whether we talk
till now,
about
not one ticket has been given to Muslims.
Allow me. See, listen. Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't need any instructions from any of the channels or any of the platform to dictate that how they have to distribute the tickets. The thing is, if you talk about the representation in Parliament, in Assembly, or in organization, then definitely representation is there. It is not necessary that you give them a ticket, get them elected. So there are indirect ways as well. But if we talk about enhancing all these social benefit schemes to all the religious communities,
you've at least been very frank. You've at least been very, very frank and shown up. So I do agree. You know, I'm glad that you said what you did.
I say very clearly.
Yes.
I don't miss my words.
Madam, I agree with you. I want to go back to Sharad Pradhan once again. Sharad Pradhan, you know, taking off from what Ms. Anila Singh was saying, and I'll ask you one final question. You know, politically speaking, now Western Uttar Pradesh is a cradle for social engineering, which the Samajwadi Party RLD hopes to combine the Dalits, the Muslims and the Jats. Do you think it will succeed, especially with the number of Muslim seats or candidates that have been, you know, given tickets?
Well, I think they will succeed because they've played their cards in that, and I don't think that is a cause of annoyance for them, because the idea is to make a winning combination. Everybody knows that it's a combination of Jats and Muslims which takes them to the winning streak. So this is what they are doing, and people are aware of it. BJP may be trying hard to forge a divide between Hindus and Muslims because that is the only card they have in hand. And so they will again try and do it. You know, don't be surprised if there are riots again. So because BJP is desperate and BJP knows how badly it's going to lose. Had it not been for that, Mr. Narendra Modi would not have rolled back on the farm laws.
All right, Anila Singh
is very evident that now what they have in hand is to forge a divide again.
All right, Anila Singh is shaking her head. Anila Singh, can I give you 10 seconds? You want to come back and then I want to close the show.
I mean, I know very well that Mr. Pradhan literally and badly wants Bharatiya Janata Party to be defeated in Uttar Pradesh in upcoming elections.
Why should I? I have no leading. I am not a paid spokesman like you. I am not a paid spokesman of anyone like you.
Majority, and we are going to form.
I can only laugh at what Anila Singh says.
I hope to have you back.
Absolutely ignorant.
What is going to happen and how Jats are going to vote again in 2022?
We'll only know, madam, at least let's give it to the voters. We'll only know when that last vote is counted, which way the Jats will go. It's turning out to be a rather interesting contest where Western Uttar Pradesh is concerned. I apologize for a bad link with Rakesh Tikait. We're going to try and rectify and play that interview later. Appreciate both Ms. Singh and Mr. Pradhan for joining us. Up next is my colleague Gaurav Sawant.